Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. My name is Joe Oriani, and I am your host and pain in the neck for the next 15, 20 minutes. If you're new to this podcast, let me tell you, it's all about different little things that's going on in the world, politics, killings, Israel, Ukraine, Russia, China, whatever pops up in a particular day. I voice my own opinion. I'm not politically correct and never will be. So if you like what you hear, fine. I would ask that you spread the word, have some more people click on my YouTube channel, which is free, and subscribe. Now, I'm going to do something different this week, but first let me tell you my webpage. It's how to get hold of me. www.truthchat.fun. That's www.truthchat.fun, where you can leave a voicemail and look at all my recordings going back a couple of years. Now, if you need to get hold of me and want to be on the show, that's one way to do it. Or you can go to my email. It's Joe Oriani podcast at yahoo.com. That's JOEORIANIPODCAST at yahoo.com. And I will get back to you. If you want to talk about something totally different, that's fine. The only subject I will not broach is abortion. We can talk about diets, we can talk about traveling, we can talk about politics in other countries, how some of you are being suppressed. But I do want to thank some of the countries this week for coming on board. Just need some more of them, like Switzerland and South Africa, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Israel. We'll be talking about you in a bit. Mexico, finally, Slovenia, Hungary, Sweden. So again, the more the merrier. Yeah, you may not like what I say, but that's okay. I say it anyway. I know I am not the best podcaster in the world or the best talker in the world, but this is something I like doing in retirement, and I'm not making any money. But if you want to donate, there's places you can donate on here. The red circle. You'll see it if you're watching it. If you're just listening, you can't click a button on your car or your radio, or wherever you hear it. So before I do this, I want to touch today, so everybody knows, I want to touch on a lot of different subjects. I usually do, but this week has been an unbelievable amount. But I want to start off something different. I want to read you something from Australia. I thought it was kind of funny. In Australia, a grocery chain called Drake's Supermarkets is taking measures it deems necessary to prevent the theft of expensive items, particularly meat products. This is to combat the issue. The chain has started embedding GPS trackers in the meat packing. If a tracker hasn't been deactivated by the cashier at the register, it will trigger an alarm when the customer leaves the store with the item. While shoppers say they fully understand the need for such measures, many view it as a sad sign of the times. Unfortunately, it's true. However, the initiative has shown promise in reducing theft and ensuring the product remains available for paying customers. I think that's great. Because here in California, you shoplift up to $900, you don't even go to jail. You don't even get charged. And I want to start out by reading this quote from Mark Twain. If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. One thing I would tell you, I'll not lie to you. My opinion is my opinion. So anyway, let's get back to some of the news for this week. I want to start out by saying the following. Donald Trump talks about how everybody, well, Venezuela in particular, and all their people from the insane asylums and to here and letting them loose. Now, I will say this in response to that. He is probably correct. But I'll also point out the fact that in the early 70s, late 60s, the United States closed all of its mental health facilities because of the treatment that patients were receiving. And I agree. However, we did not do anything to further any kind of help for people who need it. We let them roam the streets, we let them be homeless, they commit murders, they push people in front of trains, they turn into drug addicts, alcoholics. It's actually it's a sin. So we have right now some nutcase on I-75 in Kentucky taking pot shots, killed 5 people as they're driving by in a car. Imagine go for Sunday drive, and all of a sudden a bullet comes at you. Boop, you're dead. Bang. They haven't caught him yet. The school shooting the other day, where 4 people were killed by a 14-year-old. Come on, people. The father is being charged with murder, and he should be. He was an enabler. He got the kid the gun after the FBI told him that there was a problem. And the mother supposedly called up the school to tell them what was going to happen. So, we need to get a grip on things. We need to put and give people the help they need and deserve. But there's so many people, too many freaking liberals that don't want to do anything. Oh, you're locking them up. No, we're not locking them up. We're giving them help. When they're better, they can leave. I don't call that locking them up. It's an amazing statement to make. And then you have all kinds of people getting killed. New York, the same thing, another shooter. I mean, how many times we got to do this? How many times do we have to go to a funeral or hear about people dying, walking down the street? Now, speaking of people dying, let's get to first Ukraine. Ukraine has been giving Russia a really, really hard time, and they have been getting some of their land back and some of Russia's, by the way. So any minute, Putin, the little Hitler guy, Putin is going to go ahead and start doing things he really shouldn't do. World War III is on the verge, and we all know it, but nobody wants to admit it. And you got China sitting there very calmly, waiting and waiting. We shall see how that works. Now, Donald Trump promised today that war in Ukraine would be over with before if he got elected, before he became president. We'll see. I don't know what poll he thinks he has. I mean, I know he has some sway with the little rocket man in North Korea, but again, we shall see. Let's talk about Israel next. Israel is still fighting Hamas. They got to worry about everything from the north, south, east, and west. Iran has not retaliated yet, but they will. Give them time. They'll find the right time, the right spot, the right place, and the right weapon. Now, with that being said, I don't understand something. I never have. We have always managed to get American hostages free from people. No matter what we had to do, we did it. So why don't we turn around and just send in SEAL Team 6 or somebody under the cover of darkness? We have enough equipment to know where them hostages are. We got enough sonic stuff. We got everything. I mean, you should be able to find them and send them in at night and get them the hell out of there. But for some reason, this administration doesn't want to do anything other than criticize Israel. And Donald Trump says, well, if you're Jewish and you're voting for the Democrats, you're nuts. You know what? I always said that. Haven't been a former Democrat. I agree with that. The party is just not the party of John F. Kennedy. He would never get elected. Not by a long shot. I'm not too sure Ronald Reagan would get elected either. So that's another issue for another day. But now let's talk about the election. The election here in the United States. Oh, first of all, let's go back to Brazil. Brazil is cut out X, or formerly known as Twitter. So you can't get it there. And the people are not too happy with it at all. And you have some other countries wanting to help Venezuela quell the uprising because of the election. Moderno, whatever the hell his name is, did not win. And Turkey, you get that little Hitler wannabe, wants to join forces with people against Israel. Now, he's a NATO member. That's kind of interesting. I don't know, maybe we should make Israel a NATO member and see how that goes. That really pissed everybody off. Anyway, back to what I was saying, the election. It is neck and neck here in the United States. I don't know what foreign countries think of Donald Trump. I haven't heard anything from anybody on this end. If you have any news, please send it to me. I don't know what they think of Kamala Harris, Comrade Kamala Harris. Donald Trump better not do that Tuesday night. He needs to stick to the facts and only the facts and not call her a name. I could do that. The rest of the country could do that. We know Marxism when we see it. Take your money and give it to somebody else. Raise your taxes, give the money to somebody else. You are not getting it. War after war after war. That's what the Democrats want. I thought Lindsey Graham was bad, because he's very hawkish. It's like John McCain. So we shall see. Anyway, we shall see. We shall see. They're coming to take me away. Ha ha ha. Anyway, the debate is Tuesday. Now, I may or may not come on. No, I think I'm actually going to wait till the weekend and do another podcast, because I want to see how it goes. It's on ABC. It'll be on all the channels. It'll be probably the most watched debate ever. And maybe, just maybe, Kamala can answer a question. They finally agreed, if they had no choice, the Democrats, that the mics will be muted. You really don't want Donald Trump to say things he shouldn't say, because he would. He's from the New York area, Northeast. We have a bad habit of speaking what's on our mind. And if you don't like it, too bad. But hopefully he doesn't slip. I know his staff is worried about him calling her comrade. Just address her as Vice President, or Kamala, as he like to say. Stick to the facts, Donald. You'll be fine. You don't stick to the facts, it's yours to blow. You want to win this election? It's in your hands and nobody else's. So remember that. And speaking of elections, most of the elections, a lot of elections have begun here. There's a lot of write-ins and early voting. I'm sorry, folks. They should go back to the way it was. Voting one day is voting day. If you want to make it two, that's fine. But I don't like the fact that Democratic states and some other states sent out a mail-in ballot to everybody. Don't send it. If you want to vote, it's a privilege. Make them get off their ass and go vote. It's simple. So with that, I just want to say, if we take care of our own mental people, I get on here every week and I tell you the same thing. It's very frustrating to watch. I'm 74 years old. I won't be around in 10 years, thank God, because God knows what's going to happen to this country or the whole world if it survives. But we'll all be singing the same thing. They're coming to take me away, ha ha. They're coming to take me away, ho ho. Yee ha, to the funny farm where I belong. I love that song. They took it off the air back in them days because it was really driving people crazy. Probably short drive though. Here in Florida, it's hot. September's here. We haven't had a major hurricane here, which so far is good. And it's the peak of hurricane season is in 2 days, the 10th. So I'm happy with that. And all these people talk about I hate that global warming, climate change. We will be going to global cooling soon. Then they're going to say, well, it's climate change. Now you're going to freeze to death like we did in the 70s. Everybody had so many coats back then and couldn't use sprays, couldn't use sprays, aerosol sprays. So, And for Kamala Harris, is campaign to take J.D. Vance's words and twist them around is unconscionable. They should not have done that. They take things that what he says and take them out of context totally, and then lie about it. And then, of course, the networks and the newspapers have to retract it. And they do that probably after the sports section. They don't tell you the truth. The press is complaining that they don't have access to Kamala. Well, it's their job to get access. Tell them you want to interview. She's going to do no more interviews. I can almost guarantee that. If she does, I'm going to go out and buy myself a Twinkie and eat a Twinkie. Or a ring game. Or something. Just to let my sugar go up. Make myself feel better. Because that will totally surprise me. All right, that is it. I told you it's going to be another quick one. I don't want to spend my whole time talking to you and ranting and raving like a lunatic that I am. Again, please get hold of me. If you know what the other countries are actually thinking, and you're from one of them other countries, I got a whole list of them that listen. And tell your friends, by the way, let me know. Go to my email, go to my website, and contact me. If you want to be on a show for any reason, like I said, I will put you on. I do it through Zoom, and then I copy it and save it. And then I edit it, and I do all kinds of stuff, add music. If you notice, all the music at the end is usually different. Sometimes I repeat it. I have to worry about copyright laws here. Even on Yahoo, YouTube, it said a copyright was an issue, but the person who sang the song said it was okay. They still left it that way. No points, but that's okay. I think if you get a certain amount of points, they kick you off the air. Or they send a letter, cease and desist. Facebook, that's another issue. They just do their own thing. All right, we'll be talking to you next week. See how this debate goes. It scares me. If Donald Trump could pull it off, I'd be so happy. I am so afraid of the Democrats. It's like the people that were in Germany were afraid of the Nazis taking over, or the fascists in Italy. Or anyway, it's got to stop. We have a chance to stop it here now and save our country, and hopefully Donald does the right thing. Keep his mouth shut for a week. You only got until Tuesday, Donald. Take some sleeping pills. Go talk to Joe, see how he does it. And Kamala, if you can't talk to the press, how are you going to talk to Putin or any other world leader or dictator? I'd love to see that. For 4 years, no press conferences. You're going to be like Joe Biden. And the people of the United States, if you vote for Kamala, you deserve what you get. And you will be sorry. So remember, if you're not laughing, you're not living, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright. And for the first time in a long time, I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going live. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. way back a year ago.